You are spending 80% of your mental energy trying to solve a problem that do not exist yet. We are staring at the menu of our lives, career, relationship, family, cities, and all the silly life decisions. And we are terrified to just choose one thing for us. And you think you are planning, you are thinking things through. And only if you map out all the situation possible, then you will not look stupid. You will not get hurt. You will not fail at your life. But all you are doing is suffering in advance. I used to be paralyzed with it. Every career move I make, every work email meeting I had, or any unpleasant situation or conversation, I keep it replaying in my head. I had this all or nothing kind of attitude. I would research over smallest everyday life choices I had to make. And all my minor life decisions should be perfectly thought over and over again before I make a choice. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I reduced it with using simple framework. But before I do that, let's try to understand why our brain sabotages us. Let's look at the psychology of what is happening when we face a decision, and especially the ambiguous decision. When we face it, the fear center of our brain, amygdala, lights up. Our nervous system hates uncertainty, and whenever that happens, it tricks our prefrontal cortex into believing that worrying is same as working to solve that uncertainty. But worrying, unfortunately, is not equivalent or anywhere equivalent to working. Look at this curve. Whenever we hit a problem, worrying about it does help up till a certain point, but after that, this curves drop. And that's when we hit diminishing returns on worrying. Every extra hour we spend worrying after that makes us more anxious and less clear. This creates an illusion of control, and let's talk about how to get out of it. The first framework starts with budgeting. We all know that we have limited amount of time, but we also have limited amount of energy with us. So step 1 is accepting that we all have a limited amount of biologically available energy to care about things in our daily life. So if you spend 50% of your budget stressing about a bad meeting at work and the other 50% stressing about whether you should start your YouTube channel or not, congratulations, you are left with zero energy to spend on the things which actually matter in your daily life. You have to ruthlessly start auditing what things really matter and what not. And one good way to do that is to think about whether this will matter after 5 years of your life. And you will realize many things does not even matter after 5 days of your life. So that gives a better perspective to decide whether you should be worrying on it right now or not. We mostly overthink because we inflate the situation a lot in our head, and we end up thinking if we choose wrong thing, wrong place, wrong people, it will destroy our life completely. And the good thing and the bad thing as well is that it doesn't matter that much in the longer perspective of life. So framework 2, once you have stopped caring about little things in life which will not matter to you in the coming 5 years, you still have to deal with decisions that do matter in your life. And this rule is called the 70% rule. And I used to wait 99% of certainty before taking any decision. And to wait for the 99% or 100% certainty is waiting all your life because it's never gonna happen. So here is the rule. Once you get 70% confident and think you have 70% of information for taking that decision, you pull the trigger and you act. The final 30% of information which you are eagerly searching can be mostly found by actually doing the thing. Action is the only thing which can produce real world data related to your own situation. And if you sit around to gain 99% or 100% certainty before deciding, a person with 70% of certainty will start and fail and try other things and still beat you up to the finish line while you are still deciding by actually doing it. If you sit around waiting for that 100% confidence, a person at 70% of what you have would have started, failed, and learned from it, and in the meantime, still beat you from the finish line while you are still unsure and deciding on it. The opposite of overthinking is not underthinking, it is execution. Your life is happening right now. Even when you choose to agonize over and trying to find the perfect way to live it, it's still happening right now. You have to accept that you are going to make mistakes, you are going to choose wrong things in life and learn from it. But a messy, active life, when you are out and about and living it and taking the swings, is far more better than a perfectly planned life which is not actually lived. I used to think that overthinking is my inherent trait and part of my personality, that I never tried to eliminate that. But over time, I have been able to reduce it. Therefore, first thing you can do is believe or recognize that you can change. Framework 3 is experimentation. So when you are experimenting, you necessarily not have to win every time, because it's not a game to be won, but it is experiment to see and learn from it. So take your life situations as experiment and see what you can do in that particular thing at that particular time. If you get it right, amazing. Otherwise, you will know which options will not work for you in future. So those were the top 3 framework which has helped me a lot to overcome overthinking. I also have some offbeat ideas which I think is also important and contribute to your overthinking. And information is power. So once you know what things are responsible in your subconscious mind or your conscious mind, normally you make choices to avoid that. So the first related or not related thing to reduce the overthinking is habits. We all have habits, good or bad. And if we build some good habit, it has a compounding effect in our life. So if you have set of good habits, good things will follow without you actively thinking. You can club your actions in your already made up habits, and then your friction to think reduces when you have set of things ready to do, and by your nature you are doing it. You reduces the friction of thinking. So the second thing which I think helps in decision making is having your values. So value provide a framework for decision making in your life. You know what is important for you, and then you not have to continuously think about all the other thing. When your value is clear, you will do that thing no matter what. So that also is a good thought to keep in mind. The other things which help in decision making or reduce overthinking is your physical space and your mental space. So if your physical space is cluttered, you will feel more anxious and more low on energy. Similarly, if your mental space is cluttered, you will feel it makes it even harder to decide on anything. To take care of both the world is really important. And one more thing which has helped me a lot is writing down things, because it slows down your mental processing. You cannot write 10 lines at the same time as we think. So it closes down your mental tabs and focuses on one thing at a time. It has helped me immensely. And then later on, you can analyze and you can see and laugh on it, whatever you have written. The largest overthinking trap right now is accessibility to enormous information. And accessibility to information does not equal clarity. We have enormous amount of data over internet and instant AI answers at our fingertips, that whenever life gets difficult, we submerge ourselves into researching our way through life to find that particular missing information which we can find online and cure our life decisions. And we reach to that point that we no longer are able to distinguish our own authentic information and our own intuition from things which we know from these influences we have around in our internet. So just keeping these things in our mind it would help us to reduce overthinking, like it has helped me do that. And the last tip for overthinking, it is related to using AI. The one thing which has helped me is using the voice feature and asking the AI to analyze and asking that to apply these framework. For example, saying that if you think I have 70% of information required to make this decision, what will be the most important next step for me to do in this direction, and it will break down things to more useful information, whatever we have inputted, without adding to it from the external world. That has helped me a lot, and I thought of sharing it so that it helps more people like me in dealing with overthinking. So, if you think this video has helped you even a tiny bit, do subscribe my channel for more similar videos. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.